Welcome back to the Apocalypse edition of Dollar Reviews. Once again, your brain trust, Brian Gillis, here with David Hunko.
Hey, let's talk about some shit.
We just got back from This Is 40. Judd Apatow has done it again and made a movie about his wife and his kids. So what'd you think?
I liked it. I thought it was funny. I enjoyed myself. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, me too. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. Maybe it lowered the bar after Funny People, but I laughed basically all the way until the middle of the second act, and then it kind of got, serious. But for the most part, it was funny.
Isn't that usually how his movies go?
It wasn't until like the third act that Knocked Up got super serious.
I don't know. He likes to talk about, serious things. Everything is sort of always goes back to being strong family-centric with him. It's just, that's his style. That's the kind of movie he likes to make, and that's fine. I thought it was funny.
I thought Maud Apatow was the standout. She really made the film. Her performance, just everything about her. Because, we'd already seen Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann do the same characters for, basically an hour and a half before. And they didn't really add that much extra to the characters, whereas...
I liked the little Apatow more than I liked Maud.
I can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name either, but I thought she was better.
She's cute, but
I thought she added a really good different dynamic than everything else that was going on. Everything was sort of chaos, even with Maud Apatow's character, and she was just the calming, a force in her own right, a little tiny force of nature, but a calm, peaceful presence. I thought she was great.
No, I just mean, I think if she was open to it, I don't know what her, career path is, but I think Maud Apatow could potentially be an actress.
Yeah, she likes to take pictures.
Yeah, I've seen her Twitter, and I just couldn't do it. She tweets way too much for me. I have a rule.
She's a 13-year-old girl.
Whatever. The same reason I don't follow Judd Apatow is he tweets 20 times a day. So, what worked for you?
It's the same kind of, crass, nasty humor that's always mixed in here and there with real touching, real life moments that you kind of get a sense are a snapshot into real life. It's not, the comedy is hyperbole, but the real life situations aren't, and that works for me. It was a little long.
Yeah.
The Albert Brooks stuff was too much. There was too much Albert Brooks stuff. They overextended that story for no reason. There were multiple scenes that were about the same thing. So that part, I could have done away with. I would have liked a little more John Lithgow.
I would have liked a little more Charlene Yee. I thought she was really good in what she was doing. No, you didn't like Jodie?
No, I don't. No.
Oh wait, no, her name is Desi. That's time right.
No. Her name is still Jodie.
See, that's what I don't get.
All the characters
that's a detract.
are the same name.
Yeah, that's a detractor for me because it's they title it as the almost sequel in the trailer, and you have the Paul Rudd's family, who's obviously the same, and then you have Jason Segel back, and his name is still Jason.
Yeah.
And he's really close with Debbie, which you're not sure if it's still the same Jason. You got Charlene Yee, still Jodie, and you don't know if it's the same Jodie. I don't know what they're doing.
I feel like it's the same people. I just
I don't think so.
Think so.
Because I don't know.
They never really directly say, but the names are the same. I would have liked to see Martin again.
I would have liked to see the whole gang.
Yeah, the whole gang would have been nice.
I was expecting to see, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie, Paul Rudd has a birthday party. I was thinking that Seth Rogen was going to show up. If not Seth Rogen, Kathleen Heigl. Yeah, I know why that wouldn't happen because Judd Apatow fucking hates her, but
yeah,
the movie wouldn't be about them.
She likes to burn bridges.
Yeah, but the movie wouldn't have been about them. But it kind of.
I would have liked a Seth Rogen cameo.
Yeah, because I was almost thinking the whole movie he's going to show up.
Yeah,
he's definitely showing up.
There's probably a backstory to that, why that didn't happen, but I liked Megan Fox.
Oh yeah, everyone's gonna like Megan Fox.
No, not just the hot factor. I liked her. I thought she was good in the movie. I liked her character.
I mean, really think about how much of her screen time was her talking. It was basically 2 minutes.
I like the scene that she had with Jason Segel. I thought he was.
Yeah.
I thought all of his scenes he delivered well. I like him a lot.
I don't know. I really like that Lena Dunham had a part in it, and the other people that worked with Judd Apatow recently. What's his name from Bridesmaids? Who was also on Girls, obviously, and Melissa McCarthy. But yeah, I was looking for Lena Dunham to have like a 5 to 10 minute chunk, and it was closer to 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Not gonna shy away from it. Got a crush on her.
She's an interesting girl. No, I like the Irish dude. I think he's hilarious. I like that, they let him keep his accent. His accent is hilarious. What worked for you, what didn't work for you?
Well, I kind of touched on that a little bit, but just, I like the story. Because I really like the whole family in Knocked Up, and it was fun to see them progress, and it was kind of, somewhat realistic, like, where's the family now? Like, a snapshot on their lives. And it seemed very in tune, and I'm guessing those are struggles that Judd Apatow actually has. It kind of had like the Clerks 2 type thing going on. I mean, I don't have kids, but I can understand how there's that whole like technology gap and how hard it must be to raise kids now. But I didn't like you said, I didn't like Albert Brooks. He was too big of a part. John Lithgow was kind of just like thrown in there. And other bit players. It seemed like it was trying to encompass a lot, and it only really covered 1 or 2 things.
Yeah, but the jokes worked.
Yeah.
The jokes hit, at all the right notes. Everything works how it's supposed to work. It's just, it can get kind of clunky sometimes, is how I saw it. But, I don't know. I'm not 40, I don't have kids.
Yeah, I'm not 40.
So maybe this movie's not for me. I'll watch it again when I'm 40. Maybe things will be different then.
I feel like they missed certain things. Like, they say at one point, oh, why don't we use what our therapist said we do? Why wasn't there a therapist? And, like, Jodie's character, with the money, and she says, oh, you need the money. Like, at the end of the movie, you don't know what they're going to do with the money. Like, is everything going to be fine?
No,
what's going to happen? Like, it wasn't ended.
Like, her store never, ever factors into their financial scheme.
Why does she even have a fucking store?
Like, the $12,000, it's never part of, like, why their financial lives are struggling. Her store is never that like everything's going hunky-dory with her store, yet they're still crashing and burning financially. So that part didn't make sense. There was too much of that backstory going on, and like you said, for them to kind of, brush it aside at the end, it's like, that part doesn't work.
I think it should just stick with Paul Rudd and his business, and then Leslie Mann and the school. I think that was her big conflict, her big struggle, and her age, obviously. And they just try to give her more. I mean, I can understand why when the writer-director's wife is in the movie, give her as much screen time as she wants, but it just didn't work. Like, I really like the movie. Like you said, like it hit on all the notes. Like, everyone laughed at the certain moments. Like, I almost applauded at the end, but there wasn't that closure. Like, it didn't get it from me. If it was maybe 20 minutes shorter, it would have definitely got applause.
Yeah. I think I was the only one who laughed. Spoilers. I was the only one who laughed at the Cubs joke. I thought
it was funny.
I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was one of the best jokes in the movie.
Well, okay, look, there's another missed thing. We obviously know that Paul Rudd's character is a fantasy baseball fan from Knocked Up. Where was his funny fucking friend that dropped don't let the door hit you on the vagina? Like, where was that guy?
I would have liked to see, like, if there was a little less Albert Brooks and, like, maybe one scene of him, like, wearing a baseball cap and her going, where the fuck do you think you're going? You're not allowed to do that fantasy shit anymore. Like, something like that would have been hilarious. So, a few more throwbacks to Knocked Up.
Because, I mean, yeah, they have the gynecologist who does the I can tell by the rings joke. he has a comeback. He does the joke again.
Yeah.
Yet, there's, like, there could have been a Spider-Man joke because there's a new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Or was, anyway. There was lots of things that could have connected.
So much lost.
Yeah. I mean,
So
what I
much
think
lost.
happened is that Maud Apatow, on set during her downtime, was watching Lost, or she just really got into Lost, and like maybe Judd watched it with her or something, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just put this in the fucking movie so you can talk about Lost." Well,
So much lost though.
yeah, well, Lost ended like 2008.
2010.
Was it two? Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
2010. Okay, well, it's 2 years removed. That's a long time ago.
2.5.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. Plus, didn't they talk about Lost in one of his other movies? So like, have you seen Lost? And he's like, don't bother.
No,
the
no,
ending
no.
fucking sucks.
Katherine Heigl's gonna interview Matthew Fox.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Ben's like, Matthew Fox from Lost? You know what's interesting about that guy?
Nothing. Can you tell that guy is a fucking asshole? Like,
No.
please, someone needs to tell that guy.
Like, who gives a shit? Well, I hope somebody
Nobody
does.
That's what my job
is.
entails. Me interviewing that guy. Well,
You
fuck
know who I
him.
think I'd get along with? Vince Vaughn. That's my best Seth Rogen.
No, yeah, but I like the movie. Like, I would watch it, not anytime soon, but I would watch it again. Like, it's on HBO. I would definitely put it on.
I don't want to watch it again until I'm 40.
I don't know about that.
I want to try to do that. I don't want to watch it again until I'm 40. I've seen the rest of the Judd Apatow movies multiple times, especially the first two, because Funny People sucks. But
yeah.
I've seen The 40-Year-Old Virgin and knocked up like 1,000,000 times. This one, I'm going to try to wait until I'm older to watch again. But yeah, I really liked it. This is just one of those kinds of movies that clicks with you.
Can we just talk about how similar this is to Funny People? It kind of took, like, the basic...
But better.
Yeah, well, obviously it's better than Funny People, but it took some basic storylines or, like, arcs from Funny People, and it just made them good.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of having Adam Sandler with his comic career and, like, what he's doing, you have, you know, Paul Rudd with his music career.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the family stuff.
And no cancer. In the
Yeah,
middle
well,
of
yeah,
it.
there's none of that, but just... that how it's like focused on a certain industry, and then it has the moments in that industry. Like it shows behind the scenes, how the records work, the numbers, the live performances, which were also in Funny People. Who was it? It was not Jethro Tull. It was James Taylor. Right?
Oh, the Ray Romano scene in that movie is really funny though, with Eminem, where Ray Romano wants to take the picture
Oh,
of
was it?
Eminem.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, the Bill Joel Armstrong cameo was very similar.
That's right, yeah.
It was similar.
Very, very similar. Which, wasn't in the first two movies, and now it's in these last two movies. I wonder if that's going to be a continuing theme in Apatow movies to come.
I don't know if he's going to have another movie for like a while.
Yeah.
He's much more successful, critically, from just being a showrunner or producer.
Yeah.
Like, look at what he's doing with Girls. He wrote the episode or directed one also. And then, he's working on the second season too. And his run with, the movies that he's worked on, like Green Terror Marshall, etc., hold more dearly.
Yeah. He's very, very good at fostering talent.
Mm-hmm.
And letting people do their thing and attaching his name to it, getting the right people to where they need to go. That's something he's really good at. But I love the stories he tells, and I love his particular sense of humor.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back on Christmas. Django Unchained. The D-side.